It's time for another Worcester Railers signing ahead of the 2023-24 season. Todd Goehring signs in Worcester as a rookie coming out of Sacred Heart University, where he spent the last 5 seasons playing NCAA Division I hockey for the Pioneers. Todd, welcome to Worcester.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now, just mentioned it just then, you've spent the past 5 seasons over at Sacred Heart University. Open it up first. Tell us a little bit about your time as a Division I athlete.
Yeah, it was an interesting 5 years. Obviously we had the weird sophomore year there with the season being canceled, but we made a couple good runs at the Atlantic. We were able to win the inaugural Connecticut Ice, so that was very cool to be a part of also. And then my senior year and my 5th year, I was wearing an A for the team, so I was a leader. Was able to establish some good values for the team and stuff, and just I'm very happy with my experience there. I grew a lot as a player and as an individual, and I'm very grateful for it.
Talk about that COVID canceled season, what that was like to have to try to work through that.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Obviously, we had a very good team that year, and we had a first round bye in the Atlantic playoffs, and we were about to start the second round. Actually, on game day, we had our morning skate for the second round against Robert Morris, and then they came forward and called, and I guess said that the season was going to be canceled or whatever. So that was definitely unfortunate. More so for the guys who that was their last year and their last crack at it, but ultimately in the long term it was able to give us all an extra year to play and do graduate school and stuff, which was nice. So I guess there's a positive that could be taken out of it as well.
We're going to bring it back all the way to the start here just to help our fans to get to know you a little bit better. Talk a little bit about how you first got into playing hockey growing up.
Yeah, so oddly enough, no one in my family played hockey. My dad was a Division III college football player and just kind of put me into sports at a young age. And I took an interest in hockey on the TV, actually, and telling him, I want to try this. I want to play this. I started skating when I was 3 and 4 years old, started playing mites. And yeah, I've played ever since. It's pretty much, been my whole life, just revolving around the game, traveling, playing for different teams, different organizations, and ultimately getting to the college level and now professional.
Now you're from Wayside, New Jersey. Favorite team growing up?
My family's diehard Devils fans. I don't really pick and choose a team to like live and die by. I'm just kind of a fan of the game, but yeah, my family's Devils fans.
Very nice. Now, for our fans who haven't really had the chance to see you play, how would you describe your play style?
So I would say I'm kind of a mix of some skill and hard nose, undersized forward. I like having the puck, making plays. I like shooting the puck. So I'm a very confident puck carrier and puck handler, and good at making small area plays and creating, not only offensive plays but plays coming out of the D zone through the neutral zone and transition as well. So yeah, that's how I would describe my game.
And now bringing it back a little closer to present day here, you, after your 5th year at Sacred Heart, got to play 6 games for the Atlanta Gladiators in the ECHL. Talk about what that first little sample size here in the ECHL was like for you.
Yeah, so like you said, I headed out to Atlanta, signed with them following the Sacred Heart season finishing up, and it was definitely good to get a few games under my belt. I didn't play too much, so I didn't get as much of a feel for the longevity of the games or really what they entail too much, because I was just kind of getting my toes wet, so to speak. But it was definitely good to get out there, get some pro games under my belt, get a feel for it, watch the games as well, and just learn a lot as far as transitioning into the professional level.
And in continuing to talk about that transition to the pro level, how have you been spending this summer gearing up, getting ready to try and jump into your first full season here?
Pretty much the same way I always do, just training, on the ice, off the ice, staying consistent, working on not only my strengths to strengthen them even more, but working on a couple of my weaknesses. Like I said, being at Atlanta, I was able to watch the game at this level and kind of study it a little bit and kind of take some notes on things I feel like I need to get better at moving forward here to sharpen myself as a pro. So just working on those things and detailing in on those things that I think can make me better, as well as staying strong with everything that's allowed me to have success thus far.
So we mentioned it a little bit. You started off in Atlanta, but you're now making the transition up here to Worcester. Talk about what that decision was like to come up here to Worcester to play for the Railers.
It was pretty much a no-brainer. The opportunity seemed like the right one. It's the closest ECHL team to home for me. So as far as my family coming out to watch the games and stuff, and being close to home, like that was a huge decision-making factor. And yeah, I just have heard great things about the organization. I've had some great conversations with some great people over at Worcester, and I also am friendly with a couple of the players who I've played with in the past, and I know they're all great people, great hockey players. So I'm excited to be a part of the organization, and signing with Worcester and joining was pretty much a no-brainer, like I said originally.
Very nice. Now, Todd, last thing for you here, just tell us any message for Railers fans that you have heading into opening weekend in October.
Nothing too crazy. Just like I said, I'm excited to be here, excited to be a part of the team, and going to do whatever I can to help the team have success this year. And yeah, like I said, just grateful and excited to be a part of it.
All right, well, there you have it. Todd Goehring is another signing for the Worcester Railers ahead of the 2023-24 season. Todd, thanks so much for taking the time.
Of course. No, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that's another signing. We will continue to roll out more signings as the weeks come along here in anticipation of opening weekend coming up on October 21st.